Just look at these three images. A yogi with his arm held skyward for decades, another twisted in still intensity, and the third seated in silence holding Moolabandha, Udyanabandha and Jalandharbandha all together. Now you might ask, what are they doing and what's its significance? Now before answering, imagine a dam holding back a vast river. At first glance, it seems to be a block, a stoppage, but in truth, it is precision, it's intention, because when the gate opens, the surge is powerful, directed and transformative. Now in the same way, our body holds rivers of energy, but unless we learn how to dam, redirect and release them, they simply spill in all directions, wasted, scattered and unnoticed. And this is where the ancient science of bandhas come in. The inner locks. Not any physical lock, not any rigid technique, but conscious seals drawn deep within the energy body that shifts the entire geometry of how prana flows through you. And so this is not mere posture, this is an ancient science. So now you all might have come to know that these all three are performing bandhas, that is locks that hold the energy, not only the physical body. And if you are initiated in Shambhavi Mahamudra, you all might be aware of Mahabandha. So let's explore this ancient technology or ancient science that leads not only to physical mastery but to alignment of mind, body, energy and in a way the life itself. Now, if you truly want to perform at your peak, not just physically but energetically, it is very important for you to understand bandhas. Now these are yogic locks that are used to gain control over your pranic system. They are about locking your energy the way you want it, preserving it and transforming it. Now these bandhas purifies the nadi, stimulate the chakras or the energy centers and enhance the brain center. When released, they allow fresh blood and prana to flush through, washing away old dead cells, rejuvenating the organs and energizing your entire system. And if you have ever experienced the deep floaty stillness after the powerful Shambhavi practice, it was bandhas at work. Now let's understand this more clearly. Now we know that we don't have just one body, we have five. The physical body or the Annamaya Kosha, the mental body or the Manomaya Kosha, the energy body or the Pranamaya Kosha, the Vijnanamaya Kosha or the knowledge body, and last one is the bliss body or the Anandamaya Kosha. Now for today's video, we will be talking about the first three bodies itself, that is the physical body, mental body and the energy body. So we are eliminating the knowledge body and the bliss body. Now coming to the three bodies, one goal of yoga is to gain control over your energy body or the Pranamaya Kosha and mental body or Manomaya Kosha, same as you have over your physical body or the Annamaya Kosha. Why? Because when these three bodies aren't in alignment, simple actions seem very effortful, exhausting and very heavy. You sleep for 8 hours and still feel tired. But when these three bodies are properly aligned, you need less food, less sleep and less effort to do more work, and you become super efficient and different kind of ease enters your life. Now one question arises that how to know whether all these three bodies are properly aligned or not. Now one way to measure this is measuring your sleep quota. How much sleep you need is determined by disalignment. If you need 8 hours of sleep, unless and until you have done an extraordinary amount of physical activity, this means that all these three bodies, the physical body, mental body and energy body, are not in proper alignment and there is a friction between the bodies, and this much amount of sleep is required just to heal that friction within. And if all these three bodies are properly aligned, even if you have done a very high amount of physical activity, the amount of sleep you will require is just 5 hours. And if your physical activity is less, the sleep also reduces. That means you require less than 5 hours. And that is why once you are able to use your energy body the way you use your physical body, there is no limit. There is a limit to the physical, but there is no limit to the terms of experience and exploration. And that is what a yogi is trying to achieve through bandhas. That means bandhas are a tool to align the unseen parts of you. Now think of yogis who have just held their arm for decades. You will see that after some time their hands wither away because the heart no longer pumps the blood up to the arm anymore. And so slowly the entire arm will become like a dry stick. But still he won't put down his hand. But why are they doing such a tough job? The idea is just to hold bandhas so that they can go beyond their physical and mental limitations. Yes, this lock, the bandha, takes them beyond their mind and body. Similarly, when you are holding a bandha while performing Shambhavi or any other yogic practices, you are simply training your body to go beyond the limitations of mind and body. You are simply teaching your system to go beyond the limitation. You start tasting life not just as mind or body. You start tasting it as energy. And when you exist as energy, not different from the universe, something really incredible opens up. Union, perception, and realization. And that's why yogis across ages have employed bandhas, not for health alone, but for transcendence. And from scientific point of view, research published in Journal of Body Work and Movement Therapies has shown that Mula Bandha improves the pelvic floor stability and awareness and enhances the autonomic nervous system regulation, supporting the yogic claim of internal control and energy conservation. But still one question arises, that what makes one person radiant, magnetic and spiritually very vibrant while the another seems dull? It's ojas. Bandhas help you build ojas, refined energy that give you brilliance, resilience and magnetism. And when ojas is high, even subtle realities become accessible. Your presence becomes healing and your silence becomes transforming. That means bandhas don't just energize, they spiritualize. We can understand this as there's so many things that we do to dissipate our energy and destroy the growth of ojas in us. This can be improper attitudes, negative thoughts and emotions. Various types of mental activity can also do that. Certain types of physical activity like excessive sexuality, indulgence in overeating and too much of stimulants and being in contaminated atmospheres can also do that. Now majority of us, what we do is, by doing our kriyas and practices, we go on filling the physical tank, but soon after the sadhana gets over, we also go on leaking the tank. And it is because of this that it takes so long for a person. And this is where the bandhas actually come to play, that they plug all your holes. And suddenly you will see that the kind of energy that we gather around ourselves is enormous. But remember one thing, that bandhas are not like some casual gym practices. They must be learned from proper guidance, not from random YouTube videos. Because when misapplied, they can confuse your system rather than heal it. So if you feel drawn to explore bandhas, find a teacher, not any tutorial. And finally, at last, I would like to say that we have tried to fix the external world in every way. But in reality, true transformation actually begins from within. As Sadhguru says, when your friction is reduced, the same power can do much more. And bandhas work in that line. They reduce your inner friction. They make you ready, not just for life, but for liberation. And if you are seeking more balance, more power, more insight, perhaps it is time to align your inner locks. So if you want to truly explore how bandhas can change your life, you can step into Shambhavi and take the journey inward. And finally, if this video added meaning to your life, do like, share and subscribe and leave your thoughts below. And remember, we just don't need to stretch our body, we also need to hold our energies too. And with this, ending up to next, stay safe, healthy, happy and namaskaram.